Hello everyone. So before we talk about the reverse proxy, we will talk a little bit about the proxy. What is proxy? I have explained that in another video, but just to revise a bit, uh, because then it's much more easier to understand what is reverse proxy. So proxy, as we know, is a server that sits somewhere here. It's between, it's just in front of the clients, our client nodes, when somebody feels if it's me or my colleagues or some other people in my company sitting together, then the proxy is something here, you know, is in front of us. So we send a request to the proxy. It's a server like these servers. It's a smaller server, but it's not a web server like Google or something. It's just a server, local server, in the local premises. And then we send the request to this proxy server, and this proxy server forward the request to the internet, and then the request goes from the proxy server to the web server. So let's say to the websites like Google, Yahoo, or some other company, for example, some other web servers, internal web servers of some other company, in a way that this these servers, these web servers or application servers are actually, they don't have no idea about who the clients are that are sending the information. They just see the proxy server sending them requests, and if this client asks something to the proxy server asks this request to this web server, for example, and then the web server sends this request to this proxy server, and that's what the web server is looking at. Then the proxy server, when gets the request from back, the answer back from the web server, it just sends it to the client that asked for this request. So this is what a proxy is. So in reverse proxy is like just the reverse of it. In the reverse proxy, we have a server sitting here, which is uh, right in front of the web servers. And so this is nothing here. So when the client is sending a request over the internet, it is sending the request to this server, this reverse proxy server, and then this reverse proxy server is then getting the information based on request from, let's say, any company website or in any public web server like Google, Yahoo, etc. And then it gets the request back, and then it sends the request to the client. So this is actually reverse. In this case, the clients, the web servers are actually kind of hidden from the clients, and the clients are exposed to the reverse proxy server, and that's just the reverse logic. I mean, what's the use of this? The use of this is kind of to load balance it in some cases. In the case of speed, etc., we have some, these web servers have some regional local servers located in some locations. So that's what the concept of proxy server is. I will show you this with the help of an of a better picture. So here is the picture of proxy or forward proxy, as he explained now. Here you see that the proxy or the server exists between the clients, in front of the clients, right in front of the client. So it's like the web servers have no information about who the clients are. They are just communicating with this proxy. So it's just, you can say, it just sits in front of the clients or in front of our, you can say, browsers. Because we browse and go to, for example, Google or Yahoo or some company website, myxyzcompany.com, right? So this is what a proxy is, uh, or you can call it forward proxy also. And now I'll show you a picture of a reverse proxy. So now this is the picture of a reverse proxy. You see, this is a reverse proxy. This all here, as you see, that the server is, our proxy server is lying right in front of the web servers right here. You see, this one is our forward proxy, sorry, reverse proxy. Reverse proxy. So so the clients are actually communicating with this reverse proxy server. and this reverse proxy server is managing the communication to and from the web server. This communication is being done by the reverse proxy server, and the clients, they are, whenever they open their browser and Google, they actually are not communicating with these actual web servers, of the company, or those public web servers. They are actually communicating with the proxy, and the proxy is, as I said, the advantage of this reverse proxy are that, for example, if there are too many clients, hundreds of thousands of clients, it can be in some cases on the website, of these servers or these web servers, they might be, trying to get something using their browser, or, send something or whatever. Then this reverse proxy is also doing some kind of load balancing. Let's say this is, one company, then they will have more than one servers. This will be communicating on one port. This will have another port open for communication with the clients. And this reverse proxy server is using some algorithms, to direct this traffic, or these client users, who are trying to access these web application, these web servers, uh, and it's going to, for example, let's say, put some of the clients to this server, and put some of the sorry send some of the requests to this server from the clients, send some of the requests to this one, and some to this, and some to this. In this way, it's going to control the flow of traffic between these end users and the web servers. So this is it's also called load balancing, or traffic control, whatever. uh, Other advantages are of this reverse proxy are that you can, for example, we need to have these SSL encrypted connections with these web servers. So this overhead is also then not needed to be applied in the web server, because the webs these companies that offer these web servers, to those these web servers belongs, they put this encryption logic into their reverse proxy servers. So they don't need to put this logic in all of these web servers that they have. So this is also one advantage, that you can put you have less overhead of establishing these secure connections from the web servers, as this logic is all in the proxy servers. So uh, these are some of the advantages of the reverse proxy. And of course, this caching, content caching. For example, if the clients are asking the content which is almost not changing, so the reverse proxy is doing the caching of that content, and it's sending it directly back to the clients, instead of communicating with the servers and ask this information for the party, because they already have it cached locally, these reverse proxies. So this improves the speed also, and the performance much more. So I hope you understand the concept of proxy and reverse proxy. This video was more about the reverse proxy, but we need to understand a little bit of forward proxy to easily understand the reverse proxy. So uh, to revise again, a forward proxy is simply, you can say, it simply acts as a user endpoint, not the actual user. you know for the web server is communicating with the forward proxy, and the forward proxy is then sending and receiving requests. Whenever we want to ask something, we we send the request to the forward proxy, and the forward proxy is bringing our information back based on our request, because we in the request header, we have all the information about the web server and everything what we need, and then the forward proxy, based on and the header request, gets the information back and sends to the end users. So forward proxy is just like, you can say, an actual it's behaving like an actual end user, but it's hiding them from our web servers. In the case of reverse proxy, the reverse proxy is actually acting as our web and web servers. It's actually acting as, let's say, this web server. Let's say it is acting as Google, or Yahoo, or it is acting at myxyzcompany.com. Uh, and the endpoints are communicating with the reverse proxy as if they are the actually uh, end web servers. you know Just like the for proxy is behaving as the end users, for the web servers, the reverse proxy is behaving as an end web server for the clients or users who are mobile or laptops or anywhere they are trying to access their web browsers and trying to communicate with these web servers. So the reverse proxy is actually acting as an end web server, but it is not an actually end web server. It is just sitting in front of the web servers. So I have tried to explain you in the simplest ways. I hope you understand it. Thank you very much. And please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.